Stop. Before you turn that key, before you press that start button, you need to watch this video, because right now, you might be about to damage your Lexus without even knowing it. I'm talking about habits. Small things you do every single day that seem harmless. Things your buddy does. Things you saw someone do online. Things that feel totally normal. But these habits are slowly destroying your engine, your transmission, and your suspension. And the worst part? Most of these mistakes happen in the first 60 seconds after you start your car. That's right, the damage is being done before you even leave your driveway. I've been a mechanic for over 15 years, and I've seen countless Lexus engines fail prematurely, and almost every time, it's because of the same preventable mistakes. Today, I'm going to show you the 10 things you need to stop doing immediately if you want your Lexus to last 300,000, 400,000, or even 500,000 miles. Some of these will surprise you. Some will make you mad because you've been doing them for years, but all of them matter. Stick around, because mistake number 7 is something 9 out of 10 Lexus owners do every single day, and it's quietly destroying their engines. Let's get into it. Mistake 1. Starting your car and immediately driving. Here's the biggest mistake I see, and it's killing engines faster than anything else. You get in your Lexus, start it, and immediately put it in gear and drive off. Cold engine? Doesn't matter. Freezing outside? Who cares? You're in a hurry. Stop doing this right now. Here's what's happening inside your engine during a cold start. The oil is cold and thick. It hasn't circulated to all the components yet. Your pistons, camshafts, bearings, and valve train are essentially running dry for the first few seconds. When you immediately drive off and start accelerating, you're forcing those components to work hard under extreme stress with minimal lubrication. That causes wear, lots of it. Over time, this wears out piston rings, scores cylinder walls, damages bearings, and destroys your variable valve timing system. And all of that wear is 100% preventable. Here's what you should do instead. Start your engine and let it idle for 30 seconds to 1 minute. That's enough time for oil to circulate and reach all the critical components. Then, drive gently for the first 5 to 10 minutes. No hard acceleration, no high RPMs, just easy cruising until your engine reaches normal operating temperature. Once your temperature gauge is in the normal range, you're good to go. Drive however you want. This one simple habit will add tens of thousands of miles to your engine's life. Mistake 2. Revving a cold engine. This one makes me cringe every time I see it. Someone starts their Lexus on a cold morning and immediately revs the engine. They think they're warming it up faster or clearing it out. Terrible idea. When you rev a cold engine, you're forcing it to spin fast before the oil has circulated properly. Remember, the oil is still cold and thick. That means your camshafts, lifters, piston rings, and bearings are moving at high speed without proper lubrication. That's like running a marathon without stretching first. You're asking for injury. Here's the damage you're causing. Accelerated wear on camshaft lobes and lifters. Stress on piston rings and cylinder walls. Damage to valve train components. Increased risk of oil consumption and burning. And here's the kicker. Revving the engine doesn't actually warm it up faster. The engine warms up based on combustion heat and load, not RPMs. Here's the rule. Never rev your engine until it's fully warmed up, and even then, do it sparingly. When you start your car, let it idle. Don't touch the gas pedal. Just let the engine wake up naturally. Your engine will thank you with 400,000 plus miles of service. Mistake 3. Ignoring your transmission. Warm up. Your engine isn't the only thing that needs to warm up. Your transmission does too. But most people completely ignore this, and it's costing them thousands in premature transmission wear. Here's what's happening. When your transmission is cold, the fluid is thick and doesn't flow properly. That means the clutches, gears, and valve body aren't getting proper lubrication and hydraulic pressure. If you immediately start driving hard, shifting aggressively, or accelerating quickly, you're wearing out your transmission before it's ready. I've seen Lexus transmissions start slipping at 150,000 miles because the owner beat on them cold every single day. Here's what you should do. For the first 5 to 10 minutes of driving, take it easy. No hard acceleration, no rapid shifts, no aggressive driving. Let the transmission warm up gradually as you drive gently. Once the transmission is warm, the shifts will feel smoother, and you can drive normally. This is especially important in cold weather. If it's freezing outside, give your transmission extra time to warm up. Do this, and your transmission will last 300,000 miles without needing a rebuild. Mistake 4. Riding your brakes downhill. Here's a mistake that destroys brakes and causes expensive overheating damage. You're driving downhill, and instead of downshifting, you just ride your brakes the whole way down. Bad idea. Here's what happens when you ride your brakes continuously. The brake pads and rotors overheat. When brakes get too hot, they lose effectiveness. That's called brake fade, and it's dangerous. The brake fluid boils. If your brake fluid gets hot enough, it can actually boil, creating air bubbles in the lines. That makes your brakes feel spongy and reduces stopping power. You wear out your brakes way faster. Constant braking generates massive amounts of heat and friction. That destroys pads and warps rotors. Here's what you should do instead. Downshift. Use a lower gear to let the engine slow the car down naturally. This is called engine braking, and it saves your brakes from overheating. On automatic, shift into S mode or manually select a lower gear. On hybrids, the regenerative braking system helps, but you should still downshift on long descents. Use your brakes intermittently. Instead of constant pressure, apply the brakes firmly for a few seconds, then release. Repeat as needed. This keeps your brakes cool and extends their life dramatically. Mistake 5. Overloading your Lexus. Your Lexus is strong, but it's not a moving truck. Overloading your car puts massive stress on the engine, transmission, suspension, and brakes. And I'm not just talking about towing. I'm talking about filling your trunk with heavy stuff and driving around like that for weeks. Here's the damage you're causing. Engine strain. The engine has to work harder to move extra weight. That means more heat, more stress, and accelerated wear. Transmission strain. The transmission struggles to shift properly under heavy load. That wears out clutches and can cause overheating. Suspension damage. Extra weight compresses your springs, wears out shocks, and stresses bushings and control arms. Brake wear. Heavier loads mean longer stopping distances and more brake wear. Here's the rule. Check your owner's manual for your Lexus's maximum cargo capacity. Don't exceed it. If you need to tow something, check the towing capacity and use a proper hitch and trailer. Don't leave heavy stuff in your trunk permanently. Clean it out regularly. Your Lexus will handle better, last longer, and use less fuel when it's not overloaded. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. And if you want a complete guide to protecting your Lexus from all these common mistakes, click the link in the description to grab my 500,000 mile car maintenance blueprint. It covers every critical habit and maintenance step to keep your Lexus running perfectly for decades. Mistake 6. Using cheap gas. Here's a mistake that seems harmless but slowly poisons your engine. Using cheap, low-quality gas. I get it. Gas is expensive, and saving 20 cents per gallon at the sketchy station sounds tempting. But here's what you're really doing. Cheap gas has low-quality detergents, or sometimes none at all. That means carbon and deposits build up faster in your fuel system, injectors, and intake valves. Cheap gas can have contaminants like water or dirt. That damages your fuel injectors and causes misfires. And if your Lexus calls for premium fuel, using regular will cause engine knock. Knock is basically your fuel igniting too early, and it hammers your pistons and rings. Over time, knock causes serious damage to piston rings, cylinder walls, and even cracks in your pistons. Here's what you should do. Always use top-tier gas from reputable brands. Look for the top-tier logo at the pump. Brands like Chevron, Shell, Mobil, and Costco are all top tier. If your Lexus calls for premium, 91 or 93 octane, use premium. Don't cheap out. Run a bottle of fuel system cleaner like Chevron Techron or BG44K through your tank every 5,000 miles to keep your fuel system clean. Good gas costs a little more up front, but it saves you thousands in engine repairs down the road. Mistake 7. Skipping oil changes, even by a few thousand miles. This is the big one, the mistake that kills more Lexus engines than anything else. Skipping oil changes, even by just a few thousand miles. I hear it all the time. I'm only 2,000 miles over. It's fine, right? No, it's not fine. Here's what happens when you stretch your oil change intervals. The oil breaks down. It loses its ability to lubricate and protect. Now you've got increased friction and heat inside your engine. Contaminants build up. Dirt, carbon, fuel dilution, and moisture stay in the oil and circulate through your engine. Sludge forms. This is the worst one. Sludge is like cholesterol in your arteries. It blocks oil passages, starves components of oil, and causes catastrophic failure. I've seen Lexus engines with 80,000 miles that are full of sludge and need to be replaced because the owner stretched oil changes to 10,000 or 15,000 miles. Here's the rule, and it's non-negotiable. Change your oil every 5,000 to 6,000 miles. I don't care what the manual says about 10,000-mile intervals. That's only for perfect conditions, which almost nobody drives in. Use quality synthetic oil that meets your Lexus's specifications. Always change the oil filter with the oil. Never reuse a dirty filter. Keep records. Write down the date and mileage of every oil change. Do this, and your engine will easily last 400,000 miles or more. Mistake 8. Ignoring warning lights. Your Lexus is smart. When something's wrong, it tells you. That check engine light, that maintenance light, that VSC warning. They're not suggestions, they're warnings. But too many people ignore them. They think, the car still runs fine, I'll deal with it later. Bad idea. Here's why ignoring warning lights is dangerous. Small problems become big problems. A misfire that could have been fixed with new spark plugs turns into a damaged catalytic converter. Now you're paying $2,000 instead of $150. You don't know what's wrong. That check engine light could be something minor, or it could be something serious. You won't know until you check. You're risking your safety. Some warning lights, like brake warnings or tire pressure warnings, are safety critical. Here's what you should do. When a warning light comes on, don't ignore it. Get it checked immediately. Buy a cheap OBD2 scanner for $25. You can plug it into your car and read the codes yourself. That'll tell you if it's urgent or if you have time. If the light is flashing, stop driving immediately. A flashing check engine light means serious engine damage is occurring right now. Don't just reset the light and ignore it. Fix the underlying problem. Your Lexus is trying to help you. Listen to it. Mistake 9. Not checking your fluids regularly. Here's a simple mistake that causes expensive damage: not checking your fluids regularly. Most people only think about oil, but your Lexus has several fluids that need attention: engine oil, coolant, brake fluid, power steering fluid, if equipped, and transmission fluid. If any of these fluids run low, you risk serious damage. Low oil, engine damage. Low coolant, overheating and blown head gaskets. Low brake fluid, reduced braking power and potential brake failure. Low transmission fluid, slipping gears and transmission damage. Here's what you should do. Once a month, pop the hood and check your fluids. It takes 5 minutes. Check the engine oil with the dipstick. It should be between the min and max lines. Check the coolant level in the overflow tank. It should be between the low and full marks. Check the brake fluid reservoir. It should be near the max line. If any fluid is low, top it off with the correct type of fluid. And if you're consistently losing fluid, find the leak and fix it. Don't just keep topping it off. Mistake 10. Parking on steep hills without using the parking brake. Here's a mistake that wears out your transmission: parking on a steep hill without using the parking brake. When you park on a hill and just put the car in park without engaging the parking brake, all the weight of the car is sitting on a tiny little part inside your transmission called the parking pawl. Over time, this stresses the parking pawl and it can break. When that happens, your car can roll away, even in park. Here's what you should do. Always use the parking brake, especially on hills. When parking uphill, turn your wheels away from the curb, engage the parking brake, then shift into park. When parking downhill, turn your wheels toward the curb, engage the parking brake, then shift into park. This takes the stress off your transmission and keeps your car secure. The bottom line, small habits make a huge difference. Look, none of these mistakes will destroy your Lexus overnight, but over months and years, they add up. And before you know it, your bulletproof Lexus is in the shop with a blown engine or a failed transmission. The good news? All of these mistakes are avoidable. Warm up your engine and transmission before driving hard. Never rev a cold engine. Downshift on long descents. Don't overload your car. Use quality gas. Change your oil on time. Pay attention to warning lights. Check your fluids regularly. Use the parking brake on hill. Do these things, and your Lexus will reward you with hundreds of thousands of miles of smooth, reliable, luxurious driving. It's not complicated. It's just a matter of building the right habit. And if you want a complete step-by-step plan to protect your Lexus from every one of these mistakes, click the link in the description to grab my 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It covers every critical habit, every service interval, and every maintenance tip you need to keep your Lexus running flawlessly for decades. Don't let bad habits destroy your engine. Protect it with the right routine. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.